exact location of the Vikram lander. The thermal image through orbiter has been found, but no communication has been established yet. Nagarjun joins me on the phone line. Nagarjun, this could be seen as some breakthrough as far as locating the moon lander is concerned. Nagarjun, can you hear me? All right, there seems to be some audio problem there, but that seems to be a big breakthrough. We've just heard that communication with the lander has not been established yet, but the orbiter has managed to find the location of the lander, Vikram. Also, we have Mr. Raj Chengappa, Group Editorial Director, on the phone line with us. Mr. Chengappa, can we look at this as some sort of breakthrough as far as at least locating Vikram is concerned?
I don't know if you can call it a breakthrough, and so far there is no official confirmation about it, except what my colleague has reported that the ISRO chairman has said. What is interesting is that they've been able to locate the lander, if the ISRO chief has said so. And secondly, what will be most important is to understand whether the lander is upright, whether it is tilted to the side or fallen over. That will give a good indication of the kind of health of the lander and whether there could be any possibility of communicating with it properly and possibly seeing if it could be revived in any way.
Yes, and Mr. Chengappa, here's where the Chandrayaan-2's orbiter will play a very essential role as well.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question. Can you repeat
My question is, here's where the orbiter will play a very crucial role as well.
Well, I think from what I understand is that the orbiter was supposed to come over the position where the lander, if the landing went very well. In any case, the orbiter was supposed to come around that place for the next 14 days if the lander had worked, so that communication could be properly established. So after ISRO had in fact programmed the orbiter to move in that zone soon after the landing that's there. So it is possible that, we don't know what kind of images that the orbiter has got. If it has got it, ISRO has to officially confirm it. But also then they will have to find out, because some of that area is in shadows, I'm told. So taking a picture from the top and trying to decipher that, the condition of the lander without instruments working will take a little time. And I would guess that is the reason that ISRO officially doesn't want to go on record to say that it has located both the lander and may have photographs, either thermal or, other kinds of photos that could determine what really the condition of the lander if it has been found.
And perhaps that's why the last minutes of data from the lander Vikram's descent is so essential.
Well, yes, very critical, because we know that it was cut off at 2.1, all communication was snapped. But when it was cut off at that point, all the various instruments that are monitoring the health of a life, of the lander, exactly like the conversations and the instruments that are recorded in the black box of an aircraft, if it crashes, that is recovered. The same way the ISRO scientists are poring over the data, the final moments of the lander, and in fact that will give a very good indication as to whether what went wrong. But that might take days, if not weeks, for them to finally fathom why the lander went out of control and why communication was snapped.
Yes, do stay with me, Mr. Chengappa, while I tell our viewers that India Today has spoken exclusively to the ISRO chief, and what we're getting to know is that the communication with lander has not yet been established, but yes, its location seems to have been now understood. I have Nolan Pinto joining me also on the phone line. Nolan, what details do you have for us?
Well, in fact, the ISRO chairman, Dr. Kesavan, this is what he states, and this is what ISRO has been doing that time. That's reasons why they have tried and avoided the media, because they are pouring through all the data, everything, what they're analyzing, what really happened. Because as of now, ISRO itself does not state whether it crashed, whether it landed. They only have come out stating that they have lost communication. And they use that word, saying that 2.1 kilometers above the surface, that was the altitude, 1 kilometers above the lunar surface. So this is what they're doing now. This is information we are getting, that with the heavier orbiter, because we must remember the orbiter will also be looking into the South Pole in its orbit, and that is where the lander, if everything was successful, would have actually touched down there. So what we are hearing from our sources, and also what the chairman is now saying, they have been able to identify it. So we just have to wait and see for ISRO to come out with an official statement that says, yes, they have found it. Yes, this is what is happening. So as of now, fingers crossed, they have found something. Let's give ISRO some time.
Also, Nolan, do we know of the condition of the lander?
Well, absolutely nothing as of now, because this is the orbiter. Now, we must remember that the orbiter can communicate with the lander.
Yes.
It's a two-way communication. So ISRO will be trying very hard in order to do that, because the orbiter, we must have 8 payloads. It is in the perfect condition. It's going off their work. This is from ISRO's statement itself. So they will be trying as best as possible. You never know, miracles can happen.
Nolan, do stay with me on the phone line. I'm going to go back to Mr. Chengappa, who's still with me on the phone line. Mr. Chengappa, we believe that Nagarjun, our correspondent, has spoken with the ISRO chief, Mr. Sivan, and here's what he has to say, that the ISRO has found the exact location of the Vikram lander. The thermal image through orbiter has been found. No communication has been established, which means the next few hours and days extremely crucial to understand the nature of the lander.
Well, it's good that they found the location of the lander, that there are thermal images of it, which indicates that the lander, of course, it doesn't tell us whether the lander is upright, whether it is, or toppled over, and what condition of it, because that's what, so far, the ISRO chairman says he's not been able to establish communication with it. What would happen, I think, in the next couple of days is they will examine both the thermal images and if there's any other images that are available to check the position and as well as the condition of the lander in terms of, what is working, what's not working. And so I think it's an important step that's happened. It's good to know that they've been able to locate the exact, where it has fallen. Now we need to see at what condition it is at. And till official confirmation comes, the rest is all speculation.
Yes, and Nolan, if you're still with me, here's where the orbiter is playing such a crucial role, Nolan.
Absolutely. The orbiter was always meant to play a crucial role. In fact, with 8 payloads, out of the 8, 9, 11, 13 payloads, the lander had 3 and the rover had 2. So majority of the work of the scientific missions was to be conducted by the orbiter itself, 90-95%. So the orbiter, of course, will be playing a very major role for ISRO, the ground station over here. And that is where they've had some sort of success. But being mentioned, we have to wait, because as of now, we do not know anything. It's just speculation, whether it's landed properly, whether it's tilted, whether it's crashed. No one knows. So they will pour over the data. They'll use all the scientific equipment, the payloads on the orbiter to try and figure out what really happened. And also try and...
Nolan, we're losing the line with you. We're going to reconnect with you again. But before that, ISRO Chairman K. Sivan has spoken exclusively to India Today's Nagarjun. Let's listen in.
Sir, has ISRO managed to find the exact location of the lander, sir?
Lander we could locate, that is the exact location and all we are not finding it.
But you have located the lander where it is on the moon?
From the orbiter we could locate.
Sir, and has the orbiter clicked any photographs of the Vikram lander as of now?
No, that is, it's as a general, not a clicking photo, it is like as an image we have seen that one.
It's a thermal image or something, sir?
Yes, it is a normal thing. It's nothing great.
Oh, it's a normal image. But as of now, ISRO knows the location of where the lander is and still the communication is trying to be established.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Sir, tomorrow we wanted an interview with you, sir.
No, you please talk to our office and come tomorrow.
Okay.
You discuss with our office.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.